statement throughout the season?
Well, I think nothing says baseball like 35 degrees and mist outside. So, but we are excited to open up this weekend. Obviously, Liberty's going to be a great challenge for us. They have a great program, but we're finally excited to play somebody else. I think that's the biggest thing is our guys are ready to see a different uniform out there across the dugout from them. So excited about this team. It's a new team. It's a completely different look of a team, but they have their own identity, and they're starting to figure that out each and every day a little bit more. So I'm just really, really excited to see what our growth looks like, because I think it's going to be one of those teams that grows throughout the season, and so that's certainly exciting.
What excites you the most about this group?
The thing I think that excites me the most is the fact I think we're getting ready to see some guys really come into their own and emerge onto the scene. We have some guys that I really feel like are ready to bust loose and kind of step out of maybe the shadows of some older guys that we've lost over the last 2 years, whether it be through the draft or through graduation, and these kids have always been really good players, and I think they're getting ready to come into their own. So I'm excited to see that individual development this year, maybe even as much as I'm excited to see the team development.
Players, Logan Farrar, Darian Carpenter, I mean, they've been a staple of your program for so long, but since you started, it's been about reloading, not rebuilding. How important is that to have that in your culture where you have this excitement because those older guys have taught those younger guys and now they're ready to step up?
You're exactly right, and you're not going to replace a player of the year like Logan Farrar in 1 year, and you're not going to replace an All-American closer like Sam Donko. And you think about the pieces that we lost, and still there's several publications that picked us first or second. And I think that talks about our ability to sustain the program and where the program's been. Because we've suffered these losses before, whether it's Vimael Machine, whether it's JoJo Howie, whoever it is. That's what you hope, right? The culture. I was just talking to Coach Rhodes out there in the hallway, and he's building it and going through it right now with his young team. And we have a young team this year. And you hope that foundation, that culture, that those great players like Logan Farrar, Darian Carpenter, Sam Donko, Brooks Vial have set for those players. And that's what you got to kind of rely on at the end of the day.
Does that bring a fresh feeling then when you had those expectations last year? You get to the A-10 final, you have to go 3 games and you come up short?
Yeah. I don't know what type of feeling that sets. It does. I mean, this group is, yes, there were some expectations on that group last year, and we felt like we had the pieces, and we did. We played. We lost to the hottest team in the country. Okay, and we would have lost 10 times that day. But this group, really our expectations are really much more on the day-to-day process, and this group can't get caught into what other teams have done or what has happened in the past. This group's got to stay focused on itself, and that's kind of fun as a coach sometimes. If you can get back to developing the culture, you get back to developing the players, you can watch guys progress, and you take kind of the pressure. Don't get me wrong, we're going out there to win, okay? Our expectations are to win, but you can put your focus sometimes a little bit somewhere else, and that's kind of fun as a coach sometimes to be able to do that.
One of our biggest strengths this year will be the depth of our rotation. Talk about how we're going to attack teams this year and some of the talent that we have this year.
Yeah, well, I think we can go 14. We have 14 pretty good college pitchers. That's a plus and a minus. I think outside of it all starts with Shawn Thompson. I mean, he's going to anchor that thing down, and he's thrown the biggest baseball games in the history of this program. So he's going to anchor that thing, and it's going to all revolve around him. But I'm excited that we got some new guys coming up. The sophomore class has really emerged. Hayden Moore. Connor Gillespie, Sam Ryan has really come out, and a guy who threw 3 innings for us last year and has come on and just busted onto the scene so far this fall. Ben Dom has really stepped up. Michael Daly has always been very, very consistent for us. And then we got Ryan Fox is a senior. We have some transfers that have come in. So we're hoping to be able to reload that thing a little bit. So I'm excited about the depth. I think we can pitch a quality inning in almost every inning of this season.
Are you comfortable with the rotation at the back end of the bullpen, or would you like somebody to step out?
Yeah, I'm very comfortable with where we're going to be in the 9th inning. I think we have a junior college transfer and Mac McIntyre, who I think is going to do a great job for us. You're never comfortable when your all-time save leader walks out the door. But to be honest with you, when he showed up, I didn't think he was ever going to be our closer either. And so, you have to kind of let that play out sometimes. And those guys kind of find those roles on their own a little bit sometimes. So I think between Hayden Moore, Ben Dom, Mac McIntyre, I think we have the ability to we have the pieces in the back end. I got to figure out where they fit. One concern is left-handed depth. We don't have as much left-handed depth, and that's probably every coach in the country saying that right now, as you'd like. But I wish we had a little bit more left-handed pieces to match up with.
You mentioned Shawn Thompson and his importance to this program, but now that he's in his senior year and has got one more go at it, have you noticed anything different about his approach compared to maybe last year when he had the starting role?
I don't know. He's been one of the best I've ever coached at the way he prepares himself. If there's nothing that the thing I admire most about him is the consistency of his work when he's not on the mound. He's just fantastic in between starts, and he has a professional baseball approach to that. He's going to be a pro, and rightfully so, and he's going to do well in professional baseball because of that approach. So, yeah, for me, Shawn's always been very even keel. That's why he's such a cool kid, to be dead honest with you. And so I haven't seen much. He's just very team-oriented. Most seniors are. Most guys, when they come back for their senior year, obviously – their junior year is big in baseball, right? Because that's the draft year, that's the leverage year, and sometimes, and not in Shawn's case, but sometimes that stuff can affect kids in a certain way. Usually, by the time kids get back to their senior year, they kind of are very comfortable in themselves, and everything flips to team, and that's where they end up having the best year they've ever had, and they end up being higher picks than they probably would have been in their junior year anyway. So, Shawn's very focused on the team, has always been that way, and so, there hasn't been much change in him.
How much has his approach maybe rubbed off on some of the other guys, and how much does that help you so far?
It helps me a great deal. And not only, I was looking on the roster today, we have 25 guys who are in their first or second year of the program. So 25 of 34 have only been here for 2 years. And on top of that, we have 4 new coaches. Okay, so to have a guy like Shawn Thompson, who I know can go in and help Coach McCray, and our new pitching coach, and he knows that he can say, okay, we're going to go out, and Shawn, could you help us here or run this for us? It's huge. And then the younger guys look at him and say, that guy's had success, and he's here a half an hour early, he's here a half an hour later. I'm gone long before Shawn Thompson leaves the clubhouse. And so I think that has to rub off, when you think about his success.
Some new faces and filling some holes around infield and outfield. Let's talk about how we match up defensively.
Yeah, we don't replace as much as what you think on the field, and we have a battle going on at left field between a couple freshmen, Tyler Joel and Hogan Brown, both of which are extremely talented and are going to be huge players in our program for years to come, regardless of who wins that battle. And then at catcher, we have quite a battle going on. Hunter Vay and Josh Simon and Andrew Schatz has done a great job as well. And so those 3 guys are competing really hard. Between Schatz and Joel and Hogan Brown, and we got some guys coming off the bench, and Liam Hibbets and Jack Schroeder. These young guys are going to play a role for certain, and we're going to need them to. Our depth isn't necessarily, from a number standpoint, where it's been on the position player side. We're I don't want to say we're thin, but we're not as deep as we are on the pitching side. So we're going to need those young guys to contribute.
From those coaches, and those new faces, some of them coming from some great baseball programs. What does that experience bring, especially in a new situation like this with a bunch of new guys?
It's vital. Coach Elbin and Coach Hay and Coach Morgan were with me quite a long time, and so we it was, easy to rely on each other, and we knew where each other would be, and to have new coaches come in, but they come from great backgrounds. Coach Witten has been at Miami, he's been at UCF, he played at Coastal Carolina, and he was a recruiting coordinator at Winthrop, and then Coach McCray. I gotta be honest with you, it's intimidating when you walk into your assistant coach's office and he has 3 Coach of the Year plaques. I have none. Hanging on his wall. He's got over 400 coaching victories himself. So to be honest with you, I close my door every day with him and ask him questions and how are we doing and what do you think? And so you have the youth and the experience, and you have the youth from Coach Witten, who really is in touch with the players and understands the players and came from great programs. And then you had the experience of Coach McCray that I can sit there and rely on. And so it's vital with this young team, and I think we're in a good place. Again, it's like everything else. You have your first day of practice. You're new together. How's everybody going to act? Now we're going into first game. Where's everybody going to stand? How are we going to? The coach McCray said to me today. He said, "Who pulls the pitcher?" And I said, "Oh, you can. That's fine." So it's just things like that you don't think are going to come up, but they've been awesome. And how blessed am I to have two guys like that? It's very exciting.
Personality of this team, kind of, what these guys like around.
They're fun. I mean, we have some great characters on there. Their overall personality, I'm still waiting for it to come out a little bit yet because we're so new. We're so new and we're so young. But they do like to have a good time. I mean, those guys, those sophomore, Steve Carpenter and Paul Witt and Connor Gillespie, those guys are a trip. And then you add in, Dane Berizzo and Mitchell Lacey are kind of the, and Shawn Thompson are kind of the hard work and the backbone of everything. So it's you got some old versus new, but they're a fun group. I told them the other day, they don't complain about anything. We're going to play 9 innings today. It's going to be misting. It's going to be raining. It's going to be cold. Okay, coach, hey, I need you. We're going to hit off the machine. Everybody hates hit off the machine this time of year. Okay, coach, whatever. They do not complain about everything. Probably behind my back, but they have not. Not to my face, and that's not always the case. So behind my back's fine.
What are you expecting from the rest of the league this year?
The league's good. I mean, it gets more competitive every year. I think that's one thing that you can stand up and say that the baseball is moving and trending in the right direction. A lot of new coaches, 3 new coaches in the league, and actually Coach Cook from Davidson just announced his retirement last night after 28 years. And obviously, there isn't a finer gentleman in the sport than him, so congratulations to him. The league's going to be good. Looking at the top, we didn't play them last year, but St. Louis is going to be very, very good. Rhode Island returns 2-time pitcher of the year in Tyler Wilson. Richmond was young last year. They're going to be better. George Mason was young. They're going to be better. And Davidson came off a great year, so that they know how to win now. League gets better and better each year. And there's new coaches at LaSalle, new coaches at UMass, new coaches at Dayton, and all those teams. And anytime there's new coaches, there's new excitement around the program. And I expect those teams to come out and play very, very hard. So the league is, I always tell people this, the league for the RPI and the reputation is way better than what people think. And every year in and year out, I say that every time. Yeah, great. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much for staying. I appreciate you.